Welcome back, Man Rose Woodworks. Chris here with the latest project is I'm building a coffee table and dining room table out of hickory. I've got a bunch of rough sawn hickory I picked up, several months ago now, probably last year actually, and I needed to make a dining room table. So I'm going to go over some of the processes that I'm going through for building the legs because the material I have is all like 4/4, 5/4, nothing thick enough to make legs that are 2.5, 3 inches thick without laminating and gluing pieces together. So that's what I've done. I have created, these are for the coffee table, obviously. It'd be a pretty short dining room table. These are just 3 pieces of the rough sawn hickory run through the jointer, since they are not more than 6 inches wide when we started with them, and glue together and cut down in a homemade jig here for the bandsaw. Since these are far too thick to run a single pass on a table saw, and I don't want to take a chance trying to run them through once one way, flipping it over, and I'd rather not do that with a table saw. So I made a jig that runs through the bandsaw. Put the leg in like this. Just run it straight through the saw up against the fence. And you'll see later in the video how we went about that. But simply, I took the worst of the boards and I jointed them on both sides to give me a flat gluing surface for the middle pieces. Since these are 3 pieces, three pieces. And the end pieces I just jointed on one side. You can run them through the thickness planer, but this way, by using the jointer, I don't have that snipe on the ends to worry about cutting off or trying to glue around and just making a real mess of things. And I'd imagine you could probably run them through the table saw with a jig of some sort, because I wouldn't really recommend trying to push these through along the fence with the blade buried in the material. I'm not comfortable with doing that, so I found a better, I think, safer way to do it. Let me know in the comments below what you guys do and how you handle anything that's too thick for your table saw. I imagine bandsaw more than likely the best solution. And that's it. You'll see me. I'll go through the process step by step. Just a quick video of what that process is. Nothing fancy. Not a crazy glue up. Same glue up that you do for any kind of panels, except obviously you're gluing them this way as opposed to this way. Cutting board glue up. Just glue on both sides, stick it in the clamps, and let the glue dry overnight. So that being said, let's get to it. We'll see you on the back side. Okay, now here is the legs with the top all ready to go. Rounded off, I just have to do a final sanding and build the apron, which I'm going to use the rough sawn Hickory. This is obviously a little thick. I'm going to mill everything down to roughly 3/4 of an inch. And the apron will be fitted in between with maybe, I don't know, a 1/4 inch or so offset, or maybe dead in the center. We'll see what it looks like once I get the everything milled down to where I want it. And I'm going to secure everything in place with 3/8 inch wood dowels. Glue everything up, clamp it, and then figure eights to secure it to the tabletop. And on with the Rubio Monocoat walnut finish. But we are not ready with these tops yet. I've got them down to, I did a 100 or 150 grit sanding. I've got my live edges cleaned up. I've been working on filling all the knots. I've got some of the smaller knots filled with CA, with Starbond CA. And I'm going to fill the bigger knots and imperfections with black liquid glass epoxy. And the 24-hour deep pour stuff, because that's just what I purchased. But that's it for this one. I will be making another video to follow up with the final assembly, glue up of the aprons to the legs, and securing the tabletops and finishing. Very basic, easy stuff. So stay tuned, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. That way you can see what the final product looks like. And thanks for tuning in. And we will see you on the next one. See ya.